Okay, so I filmed a video initially on how to attach the parking sensor kit, like an aftermarket sensor kit, to your car, but in the process obviously I was taking off the bumper, so I figured that I would sort of cut the sections out of that where it explained how to take off the rear bumper and just make it its own short video. So hopefully that'll help you. You don't have to look through like a full video just for the specific bit of removing the bumper where the bolts are and whatnot. So yeah, let's quickly show you how to remove it, and then obviously installation is the reverse of removal. So I've removed, there's a little section around where the boot latches. You can just pull that out with your hands, and then obviously I've removed this already, but basically it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these style fittings, so they'll look like that when you get to them, like this. All you need to do is just get a little pick in there, or you can even get a real small screwdriver bit, and let's see if I can hang the camera in the right place, and then do this as well. Pull them up, and there's two parts to them. There's this outer part, and sometimes the inner part will come out with them, sometimes you just have to, it'll stay in there and you pick that out with the pick as well. So remove all those. There's some clips at the side which kind of hold the fabric into it, so remove this, get this out of the way. We're going to need this out of the way really. So there's two clips at the back, see here, and these are the type where you can just pry them up with like a pry bar. So if I get you in there, if I just do that, they don't come out, they're kind of already in the carpet. If I just get under that one as well, there we go. Now I can move this, put this inside, out the rain. We're also just going to need to pull the side pockets back just so we can get in to some bolts down there. Not side pockets, pull the side carpet trims back. So pull that, and there will be a clip somewhere down there. Let's look. Okay, so there's a clip. You can there's a clip in the bottom here under that 20p. There's a clip you can remove in the bottom, or you can just move them back and get to the bolts. So I can see the bolts here, but I'm going to move it out of the way just to be on the safe side. And that's one of these styles where you pull the sensor up and then the whole thing comes out. And we can kind of, so now we have a bit of access. Try not to keep this folded for too long, it might break it or go into a weird shape. So the bolts we need to remove from down here are these two 16mm. There's one, let's see if I can focus on that. There's one there, and then one directly under it. And there's a 10mm here, this blue one up on the, well mine's marked blue, just up on here. We need to remove that as well. Need to remove these, I think these are 16mm as well, but I'll confirm. So there's one either side, and then the same bolts on the other side, so two 16mm and a 10mm. So let's remove those and come back to you. Okay, there's also one more 10mm on each side, just under the rear lights. See if the contrast will do anything on that. There we go. Okay, so just take that one off. 10mm, and this side just under the rear lights as well. 10mm. Keep these in a safe place, and then that is everything at the back that you need to take off. And now what we need to do is go to the wheel arch. Hopefully I can stick the camera up in here so you can see. For a rear wheel arch, and there is, up in here, where in this gap, there's a 10mm socket there, 10mm bolt, sorry, up in there. You'll see it's pretty obvious. Now you can do this with the wheel and the car on the ground. If you want, jack it up so you've got a bit more room, but I'm going to just do it like this because I can't be bothered to jack the car up. And then also just any of those little plastic clips where the centre comes out that are just in here as well, so you can get the contrast to work again. Yeah, okay, so there's one down there. Probably won't be able to see it, but there's a clip down there, and then just any clips like at the bottom that clearly attached to the bumper. Just take those out on both sides, and then we're nearly there. And then there's just an exhaust hanger to remove. which is actually bolted to the bumper, which is a really good idea. I've got a different exhaust, like a back box delete. You've got two methods. It's up here, you can actually unbolt it from the bumper and then just push the whole assembly back up the exhaust. Mine's kind of not hanging on this one as much as the other one, so I could probably do that. But my neighbour's just said he's got an actual tool for removing the hangers, because they come off over this bit and it's really annoying to get off if you don't have the tool. Like, you'll be pulling it forever, but you can get a presser. So I'm going to try that, and then that's the last thing that you need to remove in order to take the bumper off these finally. Okay, so now the bumper's off. What I ended up doing was taking the hanger off, taking the rubber off the hanger with a tool, like a puller, and then that's the exhaust there, and then the bumper will slide off. I missed a clip, so mine was still hanging on in one place on the side, one of these clips, and it wouldn't come out, so I kind of had to push it through. But yeah, now we are off. Got everything back on, check the panel gaps and stuff, just be careful when you're putting the bumper back on. Okay, so I got the bumper back on the other day. I'm just explaining to you what I did. So it is quite heavy, and it wants to tilt forward like that, so where the bumper wraps around the sides, don't know what this is, but it's probably a better explanation. Where the bumper wraps around the side near the rear quarters, it kind of droops like that, so either get something to help you or just be really careful and maybe put something underneath it to support it while you're sort of putting it into place. So kind of got the way I did it was I kind of tried to line the sides up close and basically put those bolts where in the boot pockets there was like two 16mm stacked on top of each other. Tried to make sure I got them through, and any other bits that were on the back, like those two 10mm, there's like studs for them, so got them through. So that was kind of holding that in place, and just really loosely put the nut on there so that it kind of holds it in place to a degree, and then, but you still got manipulation, and then wrap the sides around and put the 10mm in, that was in that gap in the wheel arch, and then that kind of secures it. And then what happens is, again, I just put that fairly loosely in, went in the boot pocket and put in those 10mm that were kind of going down into the bumper, and that kind of just pulled it up and set the panel gap there along the side. So it actually set itself really well. I didn't need to mess around with it too much. So I did that, then tightened the 10mm at the side so it pulls, so that was fine while manipulating it, and then tightened all the bolts up in the back, and then it pretty much sorted itself out. I thought I was going to have to lift it up, but as I was because it looked a bit low initially at the back, but once I actually put the bolts in and tightened them right up, it kind of sorted itself out and centered itself, so it was fine. So it's a bit less daunting than on all the videos I've seen it on the estates really, and they have loads of extra steps to get in. You've got to take like bloody plastic panels out and stuff like that to get into the boot pockets. This is a bit easier at least, and I just thought I'd make this while I've got the footage anyway, and just to explain really quickly how to do it on the saloon. So hopefully that helped you out. If it did, please hit the thumbs up, please subscribe, please share, comment, whatever. Commenting helps me out. I like to hear that my content has helped you, so I really appreciate that. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.